growing up, I never had a doubt that I was going to go to college. So, like when I went to high school, it was always all about college preparation. I went to SAT practices, a lot of, AP classes, because that's what the colleges look for.
I didn't really have any help from my parents, just encouragement. Do well, do well. This is what's going to change your life. This is what's going to make you different. No one's going to take your education from you. You'll have a degree, and whether you're here in Mexico or in Japan, you're always going to have your education.
It wasn't until I was in end of 11th grade that I realized that I was undocumented, that I had no paper. That's when I knew that my life would be a lot different from my friends.
I remember I got this offer for Oprah Winfrey something scholarship that if I qualified, I just needed to apply, would give me a full tuition at a private high school for all 4 years. Right on the application, it asked for a social security number and for my parents' social security number. And then I knew then that, oh man, so this is how my status manifests itself in my life.
If I don't have financial aid, I'm not gonna really pursue a college that is out of my reach, money-wise. Because I know for sure that I have the intelligence to go into a college to be accepted. But what's holding me back is the financial aid. Just because I don't have that social security number, I can't get it.
After that first year, since I had no aid or grants, or I couldn't even take a loan out, so I was really wiped out for money. Like, I couldn't afford to go to college just after a year. So I took off from school and I worked full-time.
Out-of-state rates nationally average 250% larger than in-state rates. So when you compound that with the lack of access to financial aid, that's essentially exclusion for these undocumented people.
She's been looking for a job for so long. Since she knew that she can apply for a job, she's been, but everywhere, because she's under 18, they need papers from the school. And of course, she doesn't have a social security, so she cannot apply for the job. All her friends are working in stores, in the mall, and she can't. She can't.
Seems to me lawmakers would want to put themselves in the shoes of that individual and think, what would this look like? What would this feel like? And how can we do right by this child while still doing right by the larger nation in which he or she lives?
I kind of lost hope senior year. I collected a couple applications, but I was just so down. I had lost my inspiration to even fill them out. So they just kind of sat at home and collected dust.
My parents never told me, but we came in a tourist visa, and my dad applied for political asylum, but he was denied. And in 2006, when I was in 11th grade, he was deported.
I don't want to be a McDonald's, cleaning up there. I don't want to do that. I know I have potential, and I know I have the mind to do something bigger, something better. And being undocumented really hurts most of us. So,
can you say how old you are?
I'm 17 years old.
The failure of the DREAM Act in the 2010 session was widely interpreted as a very bad sign.
This is really an issue within the higher education community that colleges really need to get behind and not see this as a drain from the state, not see this as a drain from the economy, but this is an investment in terms of protecting the academic freedom of our institutions.
We came here with our parents when we were 10, 5, 12, at a very young age when we had no control over our future. We went wherever our parents told us to go. So how could I have broken a rule that I had no clue existed? And how could I be breaking a rule by living here, by going to school, by growing up and loving America just like any of my other friends?
And from that perspective, it seems pretty clear that the child should not be punished for the transgressions of his or her parents. Or would we ever charge a child for a crime committed by a parent?
It's sad because I just don't know what to do in life, actually, because after college, like, you know, if I'm still in this situation, I'm not going to have a good job. I'm not going to be able to pay off some whatever, you know, debt that I have. I want to help my mother and her debt. So it's very unfair that I can't really get that job, you know.
If you have undocumented people without any rights here, then they're being exploited every day. They're being exploited, and that hurts us overall, because we wherever someone gets exploited, you know, overall it makes our society look bad.
Because I'm very limited right now, and other people like myself have so much potential, and they're very limited. And if you just give them that little push, that little opportunity, we can show you so much, and we could do so much to help other people.
I want to contribute to American economy. I want to graduate. I want to pay taxes. I want to work legally. This is my country. I love this country.
This is an opportunity, and in-state tuition is a moment to make a decision like that. Do we want to still be the country that we've been, the land of opportunity, where people can come and build better lives for themselves, for their families, and realize their dreams? That's the American story. That's the American trope, and that's really what's at stake here.
We are the young generation, and if we're not given a chance, the same chance that all other people that live in America have, then what is our future like?